talk about the sweets of Tokyo. It's the sweeter side. Actually, Tokyo is pretty sweet. I love it. We came across a lot of different sweets that we are not familiar with in the US, and most of them were pretty good. And so I'm going to tell you about a few. And one of the things that I recommend when you're going to a new country like Tokyo, especially ones that are very different from the US, I think every single day you should go pick out one new item and try it out. Whether it's sweets or savoriness or whatever, it's a really great way to experience the culture as far as a foodie. Okay, so first up, the Tokyo banana is basically a banana Twinkie, but they also have a kind of like a strawberry one, and then they've added different flavors. It's like chocolate banana or chocolate, and I don't really know what else. They have a bunch of different ones, and they also have some that are signatures specifically just towards different areas. And so we stayed in the Sumida, which is the Skytree area, and they had one specifically for that, and then they probably have one specifically just for like Harajuku or Shinjuku and places like that. So it's kind of a fun, interesting little treat. I definitely recommend trying one and getting it. And then next up, I also have a little video about the 7-Eleven pancakes. Oh my gosh, they were so good. And I'm really, really, really sad that we don't have them here. Or maybe I'm glad, because I'd probably be 300 pounds heavier than I am right now if I kept eating them. They're delicious. Hi guys, so we're out here freezing our butts off, and I'm going to tell you about this awesome find that we got at the 7-Eleven, and they are pancakes. You can get these pancakes already syruped and buttered at your local 7-Eleven, and you know what, the funny thing is that they're freaking delicious. And on here you can see they say mochi hua means soft and fluffy pancake, and they're not lying, because they're soft and they're fluffy. Let me open this up, see if you guys will all smell good. So there's 4 in here, but it's actually like a sandwich. So inside you can see that there's already butter and syrup on there. So I have lipstick on, but I'll take a bite anyway. They're so good. If you want to get fat real easily, eat these in Japan. Okay, thanks guys. Next up, we have the Pablo cheesecake. So this, I kept seeing this on Instagram and I was like, what is this crazy looking thing? And basically it's like a huge cheesecake tart thing that's like roughly this big, and you eat it and it's great. And so we tried it and we liked it. It took us 3 days for the 2 of us to plow through that thing, and we would definitely recommend that you get one. It's not the same as the big fluffy cheesecakes that like wiggle and jiggle, and I really wanted to get one of those, but the line was ridiculous, so we didn't do that this time, but we will someday. And then to follow that is the Pablo cheese tart along with the baked cheese tart. So they're kind of like in competition with each other. They're little mini versions of like a cheesecake tart, and they're about that big. And they are both good in their own way. So the Pablo cheese tart has a lot more flavors. It has like a strawberry and a chocolate and I think like a pistachio and a green tea, and then the just regular plain cheese. But the cookie crust that they have is very good. It's really tasty. It's crumbly, but it's not too dense. It's just, they did a really excellent job with that. In contrast, the baked cheese tart, they seem to only have the cheese flavored cheese tart. Their cookie crust is a little bit more dense and not as good as Pablo's, but their cheese filling is really good. It's very rich and sweet and creamy and tasty and really... So we stood in line for both of those, but the line wasn't that long, so it was okay. And another thing that I really, really wanted to try this time was strawberry milk. I watch anime, and all the time cute girls are drinking strawberry milk and they're like, oh, strawberry milk. And so I finally found one and I got it, and it's weird. It's not as real strawberry tasting as I would have thought. It's a little too synthetic tasting for my palate, but it was fun to try. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you just got to try it, see what it's like. And it was like $1, so I'm not gonna cry because it was a fun experience. But there's something oddly addicting about it too. So it was It's kind of gross, but kind of good at the same time. So I drank a lot of it before my boyfriend ended up like chucking it out because I couldn't control myself. So strawberry milk is kind of gross. Oh, and we also tried donuts, Japanese style donuts, which are not, I mean, nothing, they don't look different than American donuts, but they definitely don't taste like American donuts. It's almost like they definitely made the effort to go American donut style, but something about the way that they process chocolates there, Japanese chocolate, if you are used to European or American chocolate, it's weird. It's not quite, I don't know. I don't think they've mastered their chocolate sense yet. It's kind of like their coffee. They're just not quite there yet. And so I got a Snoopy donut that was supposed to be kind of more of the Bavarian cream-filled type, and it had the strawberry frosting on top and then chocolate ears and nose for Snoopy's face. And both the chocolate and strawberries tasted really artificial and strange. And then the donut was a little bit dry compared to what I'm used to with American donuts. And then my boyfriend ended up having a honey glazed donut that he really enjoyed. He thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a little sweet, but the flavor was actually pretty good. And I'm not really sure if we have anything like that in the US, so it was a fun experience. However, the Japanese are really good at making pastries. I'm not really sure why it's so good, but holy crap, I've tried so many different pastries from the savory ones to the sweet ones, and 98% of the time they're delicious and really good, and it doesn't really matter which place you go to, you're going to find something that's great. The only thing is that they fill almost everything with red bean paste. I'm like, you guys, chill out on the red bean paste. I want it to be blueberry or something this time, but they use a lot of red bean, and that's actually something that's very traditional for the Japanese culture as far as a sweet. And it's not very sweet, which is kind of interesting in contrast with American sweets are very sugary. Traditional Japanese sweets are not that sugary. They're usually made with like a sweet rice paste or sweet mochi, or with a red bean paste or red bean added to it. You can actually just get sweet red beans if you take a look at my American Eats Japanese Food Part 2, I believe. But yeah, so I definitely recommend, I think it's called wagashi, which is Japanese traditional sweets, and they make these little rice balls that are sweet, usually filled with red bean paste, and it's something to try. You can definitely tell the difference between American sweets and traditional Japanese sweets. But they have, like, with their more modern sweet treats, they go nuts. I mean, they have the sugar content, I'm not even sure, it's insane. And they're very sweet, and a lot of them are really, really tasty. So I recommend going into a convenience store and trying a bunch of different ones. Especially if you go to Daiso, they have a bunch of options for you to check out. But with the pastries, you can get savory ones, so you can get anything from a curry bun that's like kind of fried and really warm and chewy and tasty, and it has this like really savory meat sauce on the inside, and then you can obviously get sweets. I don't even know. We had so many. They work well with putting cheese into stuff, and so a lot of their like sweet cheese pastries are very good. I like them a lot. So that's a little taste of the Japanese sweets. See what I did there? It's like a pun. Yeah. So if you liked my video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, because I'm going to have even more videos about touring through Japan and the foods that we ate in Japan. And you can check out all the other videos that I have made previously on how to pack and how to travel to Japan. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and Snow and Twitter. Thanks guys. Bye.